Hey everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Hoping I can get some people on this morning. We were going to have Cricut Date Night last night, but I wasn't feeling so great, so I had to reschedule it for this morning, and I'm hoping that this is an okay time to do this project, so hoping to get a few people on to see this new technique. Well, it's not really a new technique, but it's one that you all asked me for when we had the Ask Me Anything. Hi, Serena. I am feeling better. Hi, Shelley. Yeah, the doctor put me on an antibiotic, and I think it just sort of caught up with me yesterday because I had, upset stomach and stuff. So I just didn't want to be, feeling like I was rushing everything. Yes, I am, Maria. Thank you. So one of the things that you all, the group, asked me about, wanted to see, was reverse canvas technique. There's a whole list of things, so if this wasn't the technique you asked for, yay, you made it, Tara. Then I did take notes, and there's a lot of notes, and I'm going to just sort of tick off everything from the list as I go along, and hopefully I'll get all of your requests in, at least before prime gift giving season, I hope. So this one here is called Reverse Canvas, and I have to admit that I did not know what it was when I first started researching it. I mean, I've seen it a lot in the groups. I've seen it a lot, but I didn't know what was so incredibly special. Oh, hello. Who's celebrating there? Terry, happy 28th wedding anniversary. Hi, Lynn. Wow, that's quite an achievement. Congratulations to hubby and Terry for their 28th wedding anniversary. That's amazing. Yay. Wow. Got to tell us your secret. So anyway, getting back to the reverse canvases, I would see them on the groups, and I'd be like, yeah, that's really neat. But I never really had reason to do it or to learn about it until you guys asked me. So I thought, okay, well, here's a great opportunity for us to do some iron-on, but also to work with an interesting blank or a substrate. Now, this is what we're working with. This is a typical canvas, painter's canvas. And you see it has, the canvas is wrapped around the frame like this. Now, I suppose you could try to not take it off of the frame and try to do the HTV on here. I thought maybe you could do that, but I think that you would have trouble with using the EasyPress on that. And then I thought, well, maybe you could, put something underneath it, but then it would take away from the whole idea that it's a reverse canvas too. So what we are going to do, and I'm going to show you how to do, is we take any size. It doesn't matter the size, but it has to be with this, wrapped on around a frame like this. Now, there are some that they sell that are very, very small that are not on a frame. They're kind of like cardboard backed. I don't think that this would work for that. I didn't try it, but I just looking at it, don't think it was going to work for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to remove the canvas from the frame, and then we're going to take it all off, and we're going to flip this over and put the canvas with the front side facing up underneath. And the easiest way that I learned to take the canvas off was to simply use something like this. My my trusty TrueControl knife, or if you have the ability to remove the staples, you could do that too. But I don't want to. I think I would break a lot of the blades in trying to do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to use this TrueControl knife, and we're going to cut. Now this one is kind of close to the edge, and not all of them are like that, but basically I'm putting a cut on the, let me see, I get in there. Okay, here we go. I'm putting a cut in the back of the frame to the right of the staples, but I want to try to stay pretty close, not too close to the edge, but pretty closer into the side. And you'll see that it's starting to come off. Now the corners are a little bit tricky, so what I would suggest is you do this for all four sides, and then go back and handle the corners. So here we go. So steer clear of those staples, and you'll see, because it's folded here, you see it's folded here, so you're going to have to sort of maneuver around this and use your knife to sort of free up this canvas. It might take a couple of little cuts here. All right. Oh, did I do this side? Yeah. Okay. So see, and try to keep it as neat as possible, but you're going to be putting this on the back of this canvas. You could take this part off if you wanted to. I didn't before, but you could certainly do that. Might make it a little neater and easier to put the canvas on there. So I'll do that one with this, okay? And then we just maneuver on all four of those corners, see, because it's still attached with those heavy-duty staples. So we're just taking it off, 3 and 4. And what we end up with is, hi Sarah, hi Dorothy. So Tara's trying to do it with removing the staples with a screwdriver and a staple remover. So I would probably suggest doing this because, to be honest, you're not going to see the staples and they're really not going to get in the way of what you're doing. So it might, you know, instead of exerting a lot of pressure and trying to get that off and breaking a nail or whatever, I think I like this part better. So what you end up with is this frame, and it's a pretty rudimentary frame, but it's still a frame nonetheless, and you could stain or paint this whatever you want. I didn't do that for this project just because I didn't want to add an extra step to the project while I was showing you how to do this. But you end up with, this is your canvas, and you can tell this side is the back side. It looks like canvas, cotton canvas, and this side has a primer on it. That's the side that we're going to use when we're doing this, because it will hold our HTV or our iron-on well. So the next thing that you have to think about is the design that you want to put on it. Now I'm going to show you a few that I found, but you can obviously do your own thing. I did them mostly in single colored, but you can, I have one that's a foil that has 2 colors, so I can show you that, okay? So I found a lot of these in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to show you how to find them. Let me just move this out of the way. So, some of these, like this one here, which is a Thanksgiving one, and then this one, which is a Christmas one. Those are from Cricut Design Space. And even this Joy is from Cricut Design Space. It actually comes from the Joy that's right here in this one. But and this Follow Your Heart did come from Cricut Design Space as well. But there are a couple here, like this one, and then there's the Merry Christmas one that I showed you at the beginning there, that those came from another source. Let me just show you this one. So this Merry Christmas, move. This Merry Christmas, which looks really nice on the frame, came from a company called Burton Avenue, Burton Avenue, AVENUE.com. And the woman that runs Burton Avenue is, she's very sweet, and she actually has a mailing list. And when you sign up for the mailing list, she gives you all kinds of free SVGs, and she has an SVG library. This one here, the Merry Christmas one, came from Burton Avenue. So definitely jot that down. Head on over. You have to sign up for her email list. And I would say like once every quarter, she sends out like a sales email. So you're not going to be inundated with like, buy this. But she does kind of what I do, and she just demos SVGs and shows you the whole project start to finish. It's really cool. So definitely check her out. Or okay, so Maria's saying that you want to paint the canvas before applying, but you know, there is a primer on here. I suppose you could paint it, and that's fine too, and that's another alternative. And remember, I'm just teaching you the basics. There's going to be a lot of different variations that you'll try or you'll want to try. So just keep that in mind. So I believe this Merry and Bright and this Merry Christmas came from her. I don't know where this one came from, this Dull Your Sparkle one. But let me show you in Design Space where you would find some things. I went to the image search, and I went to highlighted categories to image sets. And there is a set of images called Word Collage. Here it is, Word Collage. And this is what I refer to as subway art. But it's basically a square or a rectangle where they're listing, and this is traditionally done in the subway. That's why it's called that. And it has things like, it's normally like something like this, which is, it shows like all the different stops on the subway. That's how it originated as subway art. But there are different ones here, including Thanksgiving, Halloween, baby. There's even, you know, animals, sewing, quilting. There's paper crafts, and there's just a whole bunch. And that's called Word Collage. Okay, but also there are some really great things when you do the word word in here, and you could look at something like, say, this is called Typography word art, and it has all the words. Like this would look really cool, that the word makes up an image. So in this case, it's a pumpkin, but it's all different words that make that up. And that is a multicolored one. I didn't attempt one of those just for this but there's quite a few here. And I'm trying to think where else I found some of these. Trying to remember where I found them, but mostly I just went to highlighted categories, image sets, and then I chose word. But you can also scroll here, and there's some really good ones that you could definitely pick up. Obviously, some of them are set up as t-shirts and other different things, but you know, you could, whatever worked for you. There's another one, I should say, there is another one. It's called Home Decor, Home Accents and Home Decor. So here is Home Decor. And I think when this one was originally created, it was created for putting vinyl on your walls, but you could certainly do something like this, you know, a big bird or a butterfly, or even just these simple words: forever, simplify. There's a whole bunch here, and it's just a matter of, you know, just determining what you want to find, okay? When you bring them in, you have to decide the size. So let's talk a little bit about size. So obviously it depends on the size of your frame, and this one here is a 12 by 12 frame, which is, I kind of picked that because I thought, ooh, I can do 12 by 12 images. But and there's also this one here that I bought, and I think this is 9 by 12. Okay, and I'm gonna cut this off so you can see. But what ends up happening is when you're cutting out your images, what you see on the front, which is the 9 by 12, isn't the whole area that you're going to decorate, because some of it is hidden by the frame. Okay, so when you're cutting these out, I would recommend that you take the measurement for the frame and you make it at least 2 inches smaller. Then, so for the 12 by 12, I kind of tried to hit the 10-inch square type of a thing, so that I could have some space around the edges, because this one here I printed, or I cut out here. It looks really beautiful on this, but when you take it off of the frame, it's squished in there. Remember my pumpkin that got squished in there? So I didn't want that to happen again, so I had to recut it at a smaller size. Let me just open this one up and show you what I mean. And then you can determine, you know, what size you want. I personally like a little bit extra around the edges of everything. I mean, some people, it's just the way my eye is. I mean, some people like to do it all the way to the edge, but personally not my thing. Let me just get the corner here. All right, so this one here, this was, I was going to do this one like this, and when I put it in there, it's just too big, you see, and I didn't want to cut off these really pretty swirlies, so I decided I had to get a bigger frame for this, and to cut it out, I cut it out slightly smaller. See that? It's not much smaller, but slightly smaller, so that I could get all of those swirlies in and around, okay? So the first thing you're going to do, take off this. The second thing is you're going to find and cut out your image. Now I have a bunch of images that I did. This is HTV or iron-on. So what we need to do is we need to put this on our mat, and this could be on a Joy mat. This could be on an Explore or Maker. It makes no difference. That all the machines can cut this iron-on, except, you know, you have to work on size. So if, for instance, you wanted to do this kind of a thing with Joy, you would probably have to just sort of cut it into sort of pieces, and that would work just fine. I think you could cut it into 3 pieces, and then once you have them cut, you can lay them down on your canvas like that. But what you need to always do is you need to put the shiny side down on the canvas, and you always, always, always have to mirror your project, always. So you put the shiny side down, and on your computer screen, whatever you happen to use, wherever my computer is, here it is. If I were to go, let's close this, cancel and close. So if I wanted to, I'm gonna put this on my Maker, because then I'm not gonna have a problem. If I went to make it, I would have to do, at this point, I would have to reverse. Now this is, or mirror, this is mirroring. Just changing that toggle switch. And let me show you what it does. See how it comes, it's like the mirror image of your, and this makes sense if you think of it as you're putting this shiny side down. This part here is the part that cuts, that you're actually cutting on. And in fact, I did cut on this, okay? And you can see, I'm gonna show you how to weed it. But you put the shiny side down, and then once you cut it and weed it, you're gonna turn it this way, and this shiny side becomes sort of like your protective sheet for your iron-on. So what you're actually cutting is the iron-on, okay? And let me just show you how to weed iron-on. You do not need transfer tape for iron-on. It already has a, if you want to call it a transfer sheet, but it already has a sheet. So here we go. This one is glitter, and it all weeds the same. You're going to just take it from the corner there and just start working it like this, and just keep pulling up. This one here I think I did Merry and Bright, I think. All right, so I'm just taking off that extra, and the cut is staying where I cut it out. It's staying on that transfer sheet. So let me just continue with this, and you'll see how it comes out. Let's see. See that? It's starting to come out. And you're just going to lift. If you have to turn your design over to see where the cuts are, which I often have to do, I don't know, my eyes might not be that great. And so you can do that. So see, I took off the main pieces, but I have to go back and take out those little negative spaces. And you definitely want to check your work before you go and heat this up and put it on your canvas, because a lot of people, a kind of a rookie mistake that people make is that they forget to take out one little piece, and then they kick themselves. They shouldn't really, but they do anyway. They kick themselves about it, which it's just a rookie mistake. It's not the end of the world, you know. So, so for instance, like a lot of people would leave here, there's actually a cutout in this loop, and some people might leave it there. And it will show because it's been cut there, and so you'll see the cut lines. That's a little unfortunate. But remember, if you make a mistake, don't throw your whole project out. The people that are going to get it probably aren't even going to notice. And so it's only us people that do this craft, and we understand and appreciate that, you know, mistakes happen, or that you're learning a new craft. So let me just check and see. Looks like we have to get that E, but I'm thinking this looks good except for the E. So let's get that E. All right. So here is my design, Merry and Bright. Now I cut these out, and let me just show you the other designs that I have. So I have this Merry and Bright in glitter. I'll move these pieces out of the way. I have this Subway art for Christmas. And again, that's from the word collage set, image set. I have this one, it's sparkle. Actually, I cut this out, and then I had a problem. I just pretend I can't see the mistake. Yeah, exactly. And this one here is that Subway art for Halloween. I thought that would look great. I also kind of got carried away and did Thanksgiving, but I did this one in foil, so I wanted you to see foil. And then here I did a 2-color one. I probably, if I weren't not feeling well, if I was feeling better, I would have done more of these 2-color ones, but I wanted to show you, this is what I did it was a wreath with joy in the middle. And so I didn't want to waste all of this. So I actually cut it out so I could reuse that scrap. And then I cut out the joy in red. Let me get my weeding tool. I cut out the joy in red. It's going to go right in the middle there. So let me show you. This one's going to weed very quickly because it's bigger. All right. Okay. Joy. And so it's going to be this with this in the middle like this. Okay. So let's go ahead and head to our EasyPress after we've cut them out and we've weeded them. We're going to check to see on our heat guide what we need to do depending on the material we use to cut out. So I used a number of different materials. I used a foil, I used a metallic, I used everyday, and I used glitter. So I wanted to show you all the difference and how the temperatures have to be slightly different. So I always go to my heat guide, and if you don't have this bookmark, you should, and it's called the Cricut Heat Guide. You can just Google it and it will bring it up, and I've favorited it or bookmarked it or whatever. So your first choice is determining which press you want to use. You can use mini for this. You can use the original or the EasyPress 2. I happen to have my EasyPress 2 here, but my mini's over here too. I could certainly heat that up. And then you choose what material. So let's do this one first. It's glitter vinyl. So we're going to do on the search, we're going to look for glitter. And then we have to put in, what are we putting it on? Now, this is on canvas, cotton canvas, which is 100% cotton, but I chose cotton canvas just as a, to be a little more specific. So, and then I chose either a mat or a towel underneath because you do need that, or it's suggested that you have something underneath, A, to protect your surface, but also B, to help the iron-on work, okay? And then when you hit apply, it comes up with your little, it comes up with your little directions, your instruction sheet. So in this particular case, it says that I have to preheat for 5 seconds, and then I'm going to put my press on 270 for 30 seconds. Let's move the press over. I actually had it heating up earlier, and I want to just show you, if you don't have a press, you can also use your iron if you don't have a press yet. So if you have an iron, you're going to do it dry without steam, and you're going to try to do it as hot as you can, or read the instructions that are on the Cricut website. I haven't done it in a while, but it definitely is okay to do with an iron. So let's see, we're going to go to 270. Well, this actually was set for something like 340. So I pressed the temperature thing, and I'm going to go less. And set it for 270. All right. It also says I have to do it for 30 seconds. So let's press this. It's on 40 seconds. So we're just going to switch it to 30 seconds. Okay. Now the green button is not green right now. It's orange. Oh yay, hi Eileen, it's orange, and that just means that it's heating up, and when it's finished heating up, it will ding or make a beepy sound. And one thing I should mention to you, because people have asked me, why does my EasyPress turn off? It turns off as a safety measure, so that you don't leave it on all night, or when you walk away. After a few minutes, it decides, okay, she's not using me, so I need to turn myself off. That's the best way to explain it. It's a safety measure, okay? So while we're waiting for that to heat up, I'm going to just set up my space. I got my mat here. Let me make some room for my mat. I need a bigger work surface, I think. Okay, so I have my mat, and these are two. This one here we're going to put aside because those are our examples. And I think what I'll do is, let's see. Obviously, the heat is different for the glitter than it is for, it is for the other kind. So, and then even here, I think my Marion Bright kind of came off a little bit too big. It might cut off here, and I'll show you what I mean. So while you're waiting for it to heat up, you could preheat your canvas because there is a preheat of 5 seconds. And I like to, you know, push out all these edges because I don't want anything folded over. So you could just kind of, you know, use your heating up. And actually mine is going down. It was set at like 360 and I had it on at that. So now it's going down to be, see how it's going down? Because I'm going to a cooler temperature. That's pretty neat. I don't know how irons do it, but it just doesn't seem like that's what an iron would do. So here is my, my canvas ready and waiting for this. Now, I didn't even follow my own advice on this one because I'm thinking, I wonder if all these dots are going to get on. So I can do this and say, well, it's good enough, I think, for a first try with the glitter. It might cut off some of those dots, but we're just going to try it and see. So I think our EasyPress is almost ready. It's coming up on 275. So we're going to do it for 30 seconds. And come on, move. It's on 270. And did you hear the beeping? That means that it's ready. Okay. So I'm going to position this in the middle. We're not going to do it at the side. We're going to give it equal amounts top and bottom because we want to have enough overhang around, okay? Because we are going to put the canvas back on the frame, but the opposite way. That's why it's called reverse canvas. All right, so we're ready to go. I'm going to do it for 30 seconds. Now this happens to be regular HTV. You can move it around. With infusible ink, you're told not to move it around, but this one you can move it around. But remember that that whole 30 seconds hasn't been put on the entire surface of the design, because this is the 9x9 EasyPress, the medium one. I do have the larger one, but I find it's a little big. It's a little big to control. So I'm going to just do it for a couple more seconds than I really am told to, because I want to make sure I get those edges. And you can actually smell a little bit, like you can smell a little bit of that plastic smell. Okay. So there it is. And this part here, the part that was your shiny side when you cut, is the protective covering, okay? And then you can use whatever. It's still hot. Allow it time to cool down, and you will notice here it will tell you cool peel. So they want you to have it not be super, super hot. Now, sometimes people, they get so excited and they rip it right off and they find that some things have lifted. And that's because, believe it or not, they didn't wait for it to be a warm peel. They're doing it at hot peel, or they didn't wait for it to be a cool peel, depending on what they're using. But ours is saying cool peel, so I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little bit, but I do think it looks really cute. One of the things I noticed about glitter vinyl or glitter HTV is that often you'll see these little glittery things, but they don't usually come off on the canvas. No, you don't need, you know, I think that this is a misunderstanding that's going around in the groups. People think you need parchment paper on this. No, you don't. This part here, this thing here serves as your heat conductor, if you want to say it. It's protective, okay? So it's basically has two purposes. One, it keeps your design exactly where you want it, and then two, it helps with so you don't have the iron directly on the iron on. Okay, so then when we start peeling, I'm just doing it usually at the corner, and I peel it like this. I'm very slow about it because I want to make sure if I have anything that's lifting, I can just put it back on and redo that area. Okay, and after you sort of examine it, you can look and see, is there anything that doesn't look quite on there, right? And then we're going to turn it over. This is just something I do. I don't know if it's part of all the instructions, but I kind of do the back. I do this with my t-shirts all the time, just for a couple of seconds, because I figure, I think somebody told me that to do that once. Okay, so there it is. You're complete. You find it easier to peel when warm, but not hot. Not hot, right, Paula? I mean, the hot stuff is really... honestly, Connie, I left my staples in because someone else was talking about using a screwdriver and a stapler mover, and they had a hard time. But I just cut around here on the outside of the staples, okay? And you're not going to see this part. All right, and then what happens is you have your frame and your completed design, and you're going to sort of eyeball it. I can't look right over it, so you're looking over it better than I am. Let me look through the camera. So that to me looks pretty good. And what you're going to need now is either if you have a staple gun or thumbtacks. I bought these thumbtacks. They were like, I don't know, 500, 300. Here, 300 for $1 at Dollar Tree. So this worked perfectly for me. If you don't have a staple gun, don't go running out getting one, okay? So you have to sort of decide, okay, where it is you want it, and then you're going to hold it on either side and turn it over, trying not to move it, okay? And then you're going to take your first thumbtack, and I have my finger over here, and I'm just going to push that. It actually goes in pretty easily. I'm kind of a weakling, so it goes in pretty easily. Then I'm going to take my next thumbtack, and I'm just going to work across here. Now notice what I'm doing. I am holding and pulling kind of tautly that canvas. You want to do that because it relaxes a little bit after you do it, and you'll end up with kind of a sagging looking canvas. Okay, so I did this either side, so then I can flip it this way, and now I'm going to do this side. All right, so I'm just feeling where the wood is and hoping that it's not near, you could check, I guess, but hoping it's not near one of the... let me get my thing, because I am a weakling. I will gladly admit that I'm a weakling. All right. Okay. But then holding it taut and doing the other side. Oh, so Paula has done this, and she suggests using the thumbtacks and then use a staple afterwards. Is that what you're saying, Paula? I just find working with a staple gun, it's a little hard for me. So I liked this thumbtack, but and also I can never find my staples for my staple gun, because I can never find anything in my craft room. So someday I'll get organized. Someday. And so I am just proceeding to put my tacks in, and I think if you do on the long side, you do 3, and then maybe 3 on the top and bottom, or you can do as Paula suggests, and that is just tack them in until you see what you want, and then come back with the staple gun, and you can just hit it with the staple gun. That sounds like that would work as well. Definitely would work as well. So here I am putting my thumbtacks in. And the reason why we're doing that is because we do want to avoid that. It looks like it's kind of like it gets sort of like slumpy or saggy. So let's keep going, and we're putting these thumbtacks in. It goes in pretty well because I think that's probably like poplar wood or pine, which is pretty soft wood. Okay. Let me do one more. And then the final thing that you would do. Now again, remember, you could paint your frame, and there's all kinds of stains or paints that you can use. Gosh, Martha Stewart alone has like a gazillion paints. She has her own like aisle in the Michaels. So you could do that, but I get a little overwhelmed with paint. So I figured I would just show you the basics. So now you're almost done. You're going to have to cut here. Now, if you are not somebody that's really good with scissors, it's like I know a lot of times when I cut with the scissors, I don't get it all the way, and it shows on the side. So you can use your TrueControl knife like this and start to cut away. Let's see, how did I do this? Oh yeah, I did it this way. I suppose you could do it this way, but there's an awful good chance that you're going to get the frame, look, or you might not cut it close enough to the frame. So I like this way better. And again, you could use scissors for this, or whatever thing you feel would work for you. I think I might put another tack there. Yeah. Cuts really easily with the TrueControl knife, so that's good. Okay. I'm sure you get to be a pro at this as you go along, but I don't want any of that canvas to show through to the other side, especially if I'm going to give it as a gift. All right. Whoop, watch your fingers, because I'm not watching mine. All right. Now, you're going to be neater than I am, obviously, because I'm just doing this quick like a bunny. But, you know, be patient with yourself. You are working with heated element and also knives and pointy things, so be patient. Don't do this under duress or anything, or don't try to do it live like I am doing. Okay, then we are done. That's it. That is it. So let's show you that again. Let's do one of the square ones. So in case you missed it, we're going to do a square one. Let's do this two-colored Joy one. I think that looks real pretty, but I have to check because this is foil and foil is different than glitter. So I need to go back to my heat guide and choose foil, and my base material is cotton canvas, and then apply. Okay, so 290 is the degrees that I'm supposed to do this on. I was set for 270, so let's change that. Again, just to show you, so here's my EasyPress. Press the temperature. We're going to go up to 290, and it says for 30 seconds. Okay, so I don't have to change the time. So now it's working, so it's orange here, and it will turn green. Let me get my mat out from under here. If you don't have one of these mats, man, they're the best. I love them. This one here is kind of, I think, is the best size. I think they're 3 different sizes. The small one I had around here, but oh, I lost it again. Oh my gosh. All right, so my temperature is at 290. I'm going to preheat my canvas a little bit, just making sure it's all pressed out here. Okay. Now, I could do this 2 ways. Because I was being frugal and I cut out the middle, I could probably do this and put this right in the middle there. Now, you notice, I want to make sure that it's not overlapping, at least not the design is not overlapping, so I'm going to do this a little bit. Shouldn't do it on my canvas, but I want to just take this part off. Come on. Okay. All right. So here's my wreath part. There's a little piece here. I'm going to pick that up. Okay. My wreath part. This is a circle. It goes great with this 12 by 12 pattern. And then I've got the joy that's here. Now, this is okay. Do you see this overlap here and here? That's okay. But if you had like the design over here on this, that would not be okay because you would cut off your J. So you need to make sure when you are doing a 2-color, like kind of like this, or even if it was like colors that are stacked, that there isn't like a piece under here of that transfer sheet in the way of getting the design onto whatever your substrate is, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start this for 30 seconds, like it says. I am going to move it around a little bit just because it's slightly bigger than my 9 by 9, and I want to get all those little edges around there. So I'm going to do it for a couple seconds in each sort of quadrant. Now I'm trying to think, is this a cold peel? Yeah, it's a cool peel. So it's slightly different than what we had for glitter, which was a warm peel. So let's make sure that we got all 4 of those corners. Here we go. So we have to wait for it to cool. Hey, while I'm waiting for it to cool, let's do a couple of giveaways, last ones of the month. Let's see, what can we do for this one? How about we do the new, well, you know what? Let's see. Are you new to date night / brunch? Is this your first time catching me live? If you are, introduce yourself and tell me where you're from, or just say hi, and maybe you'll win depending on how many people. So if you're new to me, or you're new to date night, maybe you've logged in, and I'm just waiting for this to cool, by the way, then you let me know while I check on my project here. And then I can come back. So it's kind of cool, but it's It's still warm, so I have to be patient with it. That's the big thing with me is patience. I have to remind myself. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sia from Sacramento. Hi, Peggy. Oh, you had your grandchildren. Newbie to date night, Betsy. I know, but Bran, have you won? I feel like you haven't won. Ooh, we got somebody else from Canada. Grange Prairie, Alberta, Canada. And let me see if I got your name right. Leilani? Leilani? That's a beautiful name. Hi, Michelle from Pittsburgh. Hi, Tracy from Wyoming. That's awesome. Oh, hi, Deborah from Maryland. Hi, Stacy and Kathy and Karen, Marissa. Eileen, please repeat where you found the subway art. Yes, I will. Okay, Eileen. Linda from Colorado Springs. Maureen from Ontario. Nice. Bianca from North Carolina. Sorta new. Serena. Yay, Brooklyn, represent. Bren has never won. I think so. Okay, Leilana. All right, so keep writing in while now this is cool. So I can go ahead and start peeling it while you're writing in. And I want to see, I think I have 3 people I can give away to. So I want to make sure I look at all those people. Last time I feel like I missed some people that were writing in. Oh, this looks really pretty. I'll turn it this way. Yeah, definitely keeping it cool, I think, is good. Sometimes foil can sort of wrinkle, but I don't see really wrinkling on this one, so that's cool. There's like a little tiny wrinkle here. All right, now for the joy part. Wow. Isn't that great? It's foil. Now that I would give as a gift. I definitely would give as a gift. Maybe I might, oh yes, there's iron-on foil, Dorothy, yes. So I would definitely give that as a gift. And doesn't it look great in that frame? I might color the frame for this one. But again, so just to, you know how to do this. So you kind of just eyeballing it where it looks good on the frame with a little equal amount of space around, and then you're going to hold it on the side. You're going to flip it like this and put your first tack in to hold it, and then pull it really tautly. It's okay if there's overlap because we're going to cut that off. Pull it tautly and then put your second thumbtack in, and then work your way around it and then cut with your knife around it. All right, so I want to show where I found those, and I wanted to show you how to do one of those, but I guess what I'll do is I'll do it off camera, and I will post it as an image. So how did I find those images? Let me go back to here. So someone was asking, I think Serena was asking about these ones here, this Thanksgiving, which is beautiful. And I did cut it out in gold. When you're weeding this, you'll have to be very careful because there are so many letters and you could miss out on things, but I did cut it out in gold. So I'm going to put it on that 9 by 12 inch frame. And be careful because in this particular case, when you're lifting off the iron-on, you can accidentally pull a letter because they're so thin. So do it very carefully. Okay, so to find them, go to images. then choose image sets, okay? And then type in the word word, W-O-R-D, word. And it's called word collage. There's 51 of these, and they have everything from dog names to little what do you call them? Nursery rhymes. There's one for St. Patrick's Day. There's one for food, so for the kitchen. Again, there's like a sewing one, a little girl one. This one's all about film. This is for laundry. So there's a lot here. And this came out quite a while ago. I just love it. It's just so much. And believe it or not, it's so much easier to do this in iron-on than it is in vinyl, because vinyl, because you're like pulling the vinyl off the top, it feels like it doesn't stick, and it can cause you some serious anxiety on that. But that's just my take on it. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. Okay, so that's where you find them. And also just by doing a search for word will give you a number of other things. Just type in the word or theme, like for instance, merry, like finding a merry and bright. If you go back to the image search and just type in merry, it's going to bring up anything that has merry. So if you just want to do merry, but look here, there's a merry and bright right here. There's a Merry Christmas, very pretty right there. There's a Merry and Bright. There's a Merry Christmas. There's a Merry and Bright. So there's a lot of different ones. If you just type in the word, you want to type in maybe Thanksgiving. And granted, so there it is. Thanksgiving. So granted, it's going to bring up all images that have to do with Thanksgiving, but that is in the regular image search. And what is the other one? Oh, Noel. Try Noel. And there you go. You've got a lot of choices here too. For these examples, I mostly did single image images. Like I would have done this one, Noel. This one here, I'm trying to think, is this that one might be a print and cut. That's not going to work. Let's see. Oh, I loved this Noel. In fact, I think it's going to be in the file. Yeah. Isn't that great? That's Noel. I thought going forward, we could do this on a one of those bristly doormats. And so I thought that would be a nice one to do there. But just type in what you are looking for a word, and you'll find it. Like if you type in joy, Noel, whatever, you'll find plenty of images. Okay. Vinyl anxiety is not fun. Okay, so let's see. What else do we got? We've got some winners we have to assign. So I'm going to go back and look at all the comments, okay? Sort of news. Second. I think I have to pick Tracy from Wyoming, only because I don't think I've ever had anybody say that they're from Wyoming and they're watching me. So Tracy, you're a winner. And I'm gonna, let's see, keep looking. Peggy's back after a summer. First, Mary is from Ohio. Sia from Sacramento. Karen from Pennsylvania. All right, let's see. Newbie to Date Night, Betsy, Northern Virginia. All right, how about, this is so hard. I wish I could give you all something. And I got to tell you what to do once you win, okay? Vicky. Oh, Vicky. Vicky. Vicky from Arizona Corgi Rescue. Vicky, I'm being partial there, but she's going to win one this time because she's brand new. And let's see. First time from Jupiter, Florida. Eileen, I've been to Jupiter, Florida. It's beautiful there. Beaches are lovely. Texas. Nancy from Massachusetts. Where in Massachusetts are you, Nancy? I'm from Massachusetts. Okay, so let's see. New Borden. Interesting. I am in Brockton. Oh, wait. Peggy's in Brockton. Peggy's from Brockton. Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's see. I think I'm going to pick... Oh, I'm sorry. So I picked the Wyoming person. Oh, this is going to give me a headache. Let's pick somebody from Canada. If I didn't already pick the Canada person, where is that Canada person? Oh, Leilani, did I call your name? Leilani? And let's see. And let's choose Sia from Sacramento. Now, look, if you didn't win, that's okay, because we give out these prizes all the time. We do them by the month. We change up what you win each month. And so what I do is I give out quite a few of them. I have a certain amount of money that I can spend in giveaways, and then I break it down to like 1 or 2 items, so everybody gets a chance to win. There's like sometimes 10, 15 people that win in a month. So if you hang around, you're going to win. So don't feel terrible if you didn't win. But if you did win, please send me an email with your name, because sometimes it's different than what you use on Facebook, your name and your address that you normally receive postal, mail to, and send it to Miss Rita to the Rescue at gmail.com. Miss, M-I-S-S, Rita, R-I-T-A, to the rescue at gmail.com. And I usually will respond that I received it. I don't usually put in the giveaways until the end of the month. So if you won at the beginning of the month and I didn't respond to you, I just haven't put it in yet. What did you win? You won a brand new TrueControl weeding kit. It is a TrueControl knife that has a number of different tips, and they come off like this. I showed it to you. It's brand new, just out on the market, and it basically takes the weeding tool. So this is actually this is actually the TrueControl weeding kit. You turn it like this, and then you could take the tip off, and there's a whole bunch of different kinds of weeding devices, as well as one of these TrueControl blades. And this is really fabulous, and it combines the TrueControl, that beauty of the by your hand, and with the weeding tool, because a lot of us do a lot of weeding. So if you are winner, that's what you won for August, okay? And that's going to wrap us up for August, because, it's over on Monday or something. And then we'll do another giveaway in September. What are you guys interested in receiving for giveaways for going forward? Do you have a preference? Like, do you want to do paper stuff or iron-on, or what else? Vinyl, tools? You let me know, and I will try to pick something that will work. All right. Oh, you did? Okay, Ina, do you know that my mother's name is Ina? I think I told you that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, and I apologize for the reschedule, and I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you all tomorrow, Monday morning, if we can. Christmas iron-on. Okay. Sherry saying paper. Shelly. Oh, hi. Thank you, Shelly. Linda. You did learn something new? Okay, awesome. So we've got a lot of different ones, and when I finish them up, I'll show you them. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. All right, tools. Good, good, good. I'm getting a lot of feedback. Tools since I'm new to Cricut. Yes, scoring tool. Interesting, yep. I've been able to find a weeding kit. Seam ripper. Oh, I know those days. Hi, Linda. Okay, thanks for coming. All right, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow at 9 o'clock for Cricut Chat, okay? Take care, everyone. Bye.